1968 was a year of defiance and change for blacks in America and around the world. The microscope was on America, with the whole world watching, but the most publicized and impact-affecting black protests in the world didn't happen in the nation's capital. In fact, very far away, exactly 3,034 kilometers away from America's capital in the Mexico City at the Olympic Games, the most watched event over the whole world.
The time in Mexico, 2 a.m. In Britain, it's 9 a.m. Good morning to you. Tommie Smith and John Carlos, the two great American Negro sprinters, give the Black Power salute as they receive their medals after the 200 meters final.
Tommie Smith was a black African American from California. Growing up, Smith showed great sportsmanship ability in track and field. His achievement in sport earned him a scholarship to San Jose State University, a top athletic university and a hotspot for black activism. At age 21, Tommie set a world record of 19.5 seconds in the 200 meters race at San Jose State. His record held for 44 years before being beaten by Tyson Gay. He continuously ran track and in 1968 made the U.S. Olympic team. John Carlos was born June 5, 1945, a black African American from Harlem, New York. John was a talented high school track and field runner. Not only that, he received high marks in school too. He earned himself a track and field scholarship to East Texas State University. He won gold medals and led his team as captain. After his first year, John left East Texas State and moved to San Jose State, where he trained with Tommie Smith. Both became good friends, and both made the 1968 Olympic team, in sight to change the future. After a summer of violence and loss, the eyes of the world turned to Mexico City in sight of the 1968 Summer Olympics. Already, silent protests had already been taking place. There had been talks of Olympic boycotts by the black African American runners and track and field stars, but in the end, the athletes did not agree. Still, so many felt a need to make a statement for human rights. People were nervous. People were expecting something stunning. As the games had started, no one had made a stance. By day 4, there had been no actions, until day 5, during the 200 meters final.
Tommie Smith running pretty well so far. And in lane 2, Bambouk is strong on the outside. It's Edwin Roberts. It's John Carlos right now. It's Carlos and Smith. And here comes Tommie Smith! Smith has done it with his hands in the air!
Tommie Smith has set a new world record of 19.78 seconds, but what they did next would silence the world. These guys had a point to make. As they walked to the victory platform, they took off their shoes and carried them to protest poverty in America. They wore beads to protest lynching, and John Carlos even unzipped his jacket, a violation of Olympic protocol, to represent his working buddies back home, black and white. And probably the most famous gesture in Olympic history, they raised their fists during the national anthem to show commitment to the civil rights movement. Overnight, Smith and Carlos were shipped from the U.S. Olympic team and sent home on the next flight back. The International Olympic Committee, led by Avery Brundage, said that you will either take them off the team by 5 o'clock or you will not be in track and field for the last 2 days of the competition, believing that a political standpoint at the International Forum of the Olympic Games was a violation of Olympic code and the Olympic goal. Tommie and John were branded militant radicalists. The worst was yet to come. Both athletes faced years of unemployment and public divorces. Years would ruin their lives.
At the same time, cynics might say that you've got it all. You've got publicity, you've got medals, you've always got martyrdom as well. What are you going to say to that?
I can't eat that, and the kids around my block, they grew up with me, they can't eat it. And the kids that's going to grow up after them, they can't eat publicity, they can't eat gold medals, as Tommie Smith said. All we ask for is equal chance to be a human being. And as far as I see now, we're 5 steps below the ladder. And every time we try and touch the ladder, they put their foot on our hands and don't want us to climb up.